So you want to know about Kenneth Walker? Well, that's certainly an interesting player to talk about. So let's do it. Okay, Kenneth Walker. He leaves high school with just 3 offers. He's a 3-star with 3 offers and ends up going to Wake Forest. So, as a freshman in 2019, he splits the backfield with nobodies, but is wildly more efficient than these nobodies. So, he proves that he's better than these nobodies at Wake Forest. And the following year, in 2020, as a sophomore, he splits carries with nobodies once again, but this time is far less efficient and doesn't really separate from aforementioned nobodies. However, he leads the team with 13 touchdowns. So, that's an indicator. He gets a little bit of a dominator there, but once again, nothing special. And then just this last year, nuts. He was nuts. This guy last year, right? His pros. He was first in yards after contact in the entire NCAA. He had the most yards after contact from a Power 5 player in a single season since 2019, and he led the NCAA not only in yards after contact, but in 15-plus yard runs and broken tackles. He's an absolute stud last year running the football. One of the most dominant players in all of college football, just entirely carrying the Michigan offense, leading to a 50% dominator rating, which is just truly elite territory. Just a very, 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 very impressive season from Kenneth Walker. More pros. His projected draft capital is 54th overall as of April 5th, and that's been pretty consistent. So, we're looking at a top half of the second round guy, potentially, maybe mid-second round, which, that's great draft capital for a running back. Other pros, at 5'9", 211, he's a size speed freak. Ideal build with a 31 BMI, and he ran a 4.38. So he's a size speed freak that was all kinds of efficient and all kinds of dominant in college. So what is there not to like about him? Not only has he done all this, but just before breaking on last year, he had back-to-back grades of 80 plus in PFF running grade. So he had all the numbers last year and all the accolades, but he had been efficient for multiple years prior to that. So this wasn't unnecessarily a flash in the pan. Okay, so he sounds like the perfect prospect. Size, speed freak, all kinds of production, efficient, draft capital. Where does he go wrong? Well, he has 2 cons. One of them is he cannot pass block whatsoever, okay? If you are a running back and you want to play 3 downs in the NFL, there are 2 ways that you can stay on the field. It is pass blocking and catching the football. And Kenneth Walker did nothing. His highest reception share in a single season was 5.4%. Here are some historical comps, okay? We're looking at non-first... Okay, wait, here. This is a very specific set of criteria, but it's a good point here. We're looking at non-first round running backs, okay? Picked in the top 100. So guys picked between rounds like 2 and 3 and like very, very early round 4 potentially, right? So basically where Kenneth Walker's going to go, okay? Here are the running backs that had less than an 8% reception share in their best season, okay? Mind you, Kenneth Walker had a 5.4 rather. So basically, these are the guys that are comparable to Kenneth Walker based on this criteria. Ronald Jones, Dante Foreman, Derrick Henry, okay? Matt Jones, Jerick McKinnon, Kenyon Drake, Carlos Hyde, Trey Mason, Christian Michael, Niall Davis. Basically, you have a couple of hits here, but nothing great, right? Christian Michael, Lamar Miller, Bernard Pierce, Alex Green, Darrell Henderson, Trey Sermon. Okay, so nobody too special. Here are the running backs fitting this draft capital criteria that had an 8+% reception share. Okay, Kerryon Johnson, Darius Geis, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Kareem Hunt, Alvin Kamara, all kinds of hits on this list. I can probably put up like the full graphic if I remember, but just know that it's really hard if you're not a pass catcher and you're not getting first round draft capital to be good in the NFL. And given that he didn't catch balls in college and that he can't pass protect, it's super, super unlikely that he's a 3-down back, which just it caps his ceiling very, very, very much, where it's hard for him to see being on RB1 for more than a couple lucky touchdown years, a la Damian Harris, right? So that's where we're at with Kenneth Walker. Just absolutely incredible production profile from a running standpoint. Size, speed, freak. Very, very, very dominant, very efficient. Total stud on the ground, but can't pass protect and can't catch the ball. Is he? He's definitely not the 101. Brees Hall is looking more and more like, I mean, generational isn't the word because he's not, but he's looking more and more like a surefire elite prospect by the day. He's in a tier of his own. Kenneth Walker could be the 102, and he likely would be for me if I was drafting just because of running back scarcity, but he's by no means a surefire prospect. I mean, you can expect him to come in and be a middling RB2, and it's hard to see him getting much more unless he just has these crazy touchdown seasons or these crazy workout seasons like Derrick Henry. But he's not built like Derrick Henry because nobody is. So you're looking at a running back that will definitely produce in the NFL, but his ceiling is capped due to his pass catching. So I mean, there's a very specific range of outcomes, and Kenneth Walker needs to break a lot of molds to be an RB1 and a lot of historical precedents because he didn't. Because he didn't catch the ball in college and he doesn't like pass protect. So Kenneth Walker, you can draft him at the 102, which is what I'm advocating for in like half PPR and standard leagues. Obviously, PPR it gets a little bit harder. You can definitely make the argument for him, but I mean at that point, I mean you got guys like Drake London, Treylon Burks, Garrett Wilson. I mean there's a bunch of names that you could substitute for Kenneth Walker, but I mean he's a guy that you're definitely gonna want to see where he goes. He could be boosted up or down by landing spot because he could get crazy work year one. I mean we got to keep that in mind, and he does have a great profile outside of his two glaring holes, being that he can't pass protect and that he can't catch the ball. So that's the Kenneth Walker breakdown. I hope you enjoyed it.